everybody. Hey. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Welcome to my first live of 2020, the start of a new decade as well. How's everybody feeling? How has everybody's Christmas been? How have the last few days been? Hope you've had an amazing time. We've actually, in between Christmas and New Year, we actually went to Krakow and had an amazing family holiday. So it was really, really lovely. Hi Alison, nice to see you here. Happy New Year to everybody. So actually at the start of a new year, it can sometimes also be a time when we're feeling a bit anxious as well, a bit anxious about our goals, a bit overwhelmed. So I'm actually going to go through something really simple today to make every day a simple process. So you don't have to be overwhelmed with the sort of the New Year's resolutions or the goal setting or anything like that. You know, today I'm going to give you some simple tips, and I'm going to talk about visualization. It's one of the most amazing techniques out there, and something I really, really, really love. So hopefully, you know, it's something that you will also love too. Hi Sean, nice to see you here. So if you're here live, just pop a hey in the comments so I can actually see that you're here and I can actually respond to those. Hi Sam, nice to see you here. And if you're watching on replay, just put hashtag replay later on today. Hi Yvonne. So it's great to see so many of you here, and what I'm actually going to go through today is about visualization. I just want you to ask yourself now what if this year was your year to be different? That this is the year that you could actually do something. Hi Sam, that you could actually do something that would make everything really simple for you. So what if this year was really different? Hi Yvonne, hi Cam, nice to see you all here. So what if this is the year that not only you set your goals, because it may be for some of you it's the first time that you're setting goals. What if it's not only the time that you set goals, but you actually took decisive action and achieved them? That you'll actually be able to look back at the end of this year and just know you've achieved incredible things. You know, what if this year was your year that you did that it was different? Morning, happy new year to you, Cam. Lovely to see you here. So let's get working on those big goals and those big dreams now, and that you know that you've got planned for the year ahead. This is a fantastic opportunity for us, and successful people, they use visualization techniques to make their dreams into reality. And all visualization is simply a technique, isn't it, for creating a mental picture of a future event in our minds. We actually sort of visualize our desired outcome, and we can then begin to see the possibility of actually achieving it. And actually visualization is something it's not just an old wives' tale. It is actually backed up by science. It's been known for a very, very long time that, you know, our mind can't tell the difference between fact and fiction. So what's real and what's actually imagined. So for all your mind cares, you know, your entire reality is just one made up big figment of your imagination. So how fantastic is that we've got this opportunity to create whatever we want to create? Because when you actually imagine something vividly, so when you actually visualize, you're actually training your brain. You're training your brain, and your biochemistry, your actual chemistry in your brain actually changes, and it records whatever you're visualizing as an actual memory. You know, this means that you can imagine something vividly and with emotion. Your brain chemistry changes as though the experience was real, and that your mind records it then as a real memory. So how fantastic is that? You know, all we have to do is actually visualize us actually performing whatever it is we want to perform. And then we can create these new pathways with our brain to actually, so that we actually experience it as if it's a way that we've already imagined it. And that all happens without us actually doing the actual thing we want to do there. So when you actually, if you're actually thinking about, maybe you want to change your health, or you've got some life goals. Actually, if we can visualize ourselves being in perfect health, or having that, that goal that we actually want to achieve, then, we can actually process that as if it's happening right now. And, in fact, then what happens is your brain just thinks it was just a memory. It just takes it as that. So it's a big trick that we can play on our brain. And it's a big trick that we can then utilize to turn all our goals into reality. Just pop a note in the comments there. Who actually uses visualization techniques now? Is it something that you actually use? Or do you think it's a bit woo-woo or just don't know where to start? Just pop a few notes in the comments there if it's something that you're actually familiar with and you're actually using it. I'm having to have a bit of water as well today because I've still got this dreaded allergy cold that's been loitering around for over the Christmas period. So, okay, so on to our visualization then. So, as I said, it's one of these big tricks that we can play on our little minds there to turn our goals into reality. And it's also really useful there that actually, if you think about fear and anxiety, they come from quite a negative place. And that's you sort of, getting nervous about actually something that's going to happen. Yeah, okay, familiar with it, but actually find it difficult to actually visualize. So what is it, Cam, that you actually find difficult to actually visualize? Is it actually making the pictures in your mind? Because some people do actually struggle with doing that. So just have a think about that. What is it that you actually struggle with doing when you're visualizing? Just give you a second to pop that in. And anybody else as well, actually, because the whole point of visualization is to find actually the thing that works for you. What method is it that actually works for you? So seeing it in my mind, I see snippets. Okay, but if that works for you, that works for you. If you actually find that you can't actually visualize, just actually think to yourself there, what's the colour of my front door? Okay, so you all can make a picture. All of us can make pictures. Okay, so it's not a full picture, it's quite distorted. Okay, so we'll come on to that one in a second then, if that's okay, Cam. I'll talk you through some of the process. And a lot of people will kind of say that they don't get that full picture. But you've got to remember here that this is your imagination at work. So, if you are struggling to create the picture that you want to create, what is it that you're actually not doing? Because, you're actually saying there that, you can't create the life that you want to do. So you've got to really focus on that. Sam, I worry I'll get my hopes up if I visualise and be disappointed when it doesn't happen, so it holds me back. Okay, we'll come on to that one as well, because that's down to your belief again. And, part of this process, so I've got a couple of tips to go through when we talk about the visualisation actual process. But one of the key parts of that is actually believing it, because you can't actually, manifest anything that you don't believe in. So you're almost holding yourself back from allowing yourself to dream there, because you can have all of this, but you have got to believe that you can do it. So we'll come on to that one when we actually do the little tips there to do that. So just remind me about those bits. But what I wanted to sort of talk about there is how we can actually use it. That makes sense. Yeah, perfect. Because when we're actually thinking about something, and this sort of relates to what you're thinking about there, Sam, is that, we've got that fear and anxiety about something, something that's going to happen. We actually we can actually, so with Sam they're saying, she's almost holding herself back from creating the visualization that she wants. And that's because of fear and anxiety that's doing that. And usually it's because we're thinking about something of the unknown. So actually, when we visualize, if we can actually vividly imagine something and visualize that future situation, and because we know that the way that the brain works, it records that as if it was a real memory, then you're almost practicing. You're almost then doing something that you've already experienced. So visualization will give you those tools and the strength to tackle those daunting tasks that you've actually got there. So not only will those feelings of insecurity and anxiety and fear be reduced, but you'll then actually start building up your confidence in your ability to be able to go through that situation because you've already done it. You've already gone through it in your mind, haven't you? So I know it's only in your head, you've not physically done it, but your brain doesn't know that. And the more and more you can actually do these techniques to practice what you're actually going to be doing. So with you, Sam, if you're actually thinking about something that you want to do, and Cam as well, visualize it exactly how you want it and go back through it over and over and over again in your mind. The more times you can go through the situation or the event you want to do in your mind, the better it will be for you, because you're reprogramming your mind there to actually do that. So these are my top tips. These are my top tips when you're visualizing. The first thing is to actually, make sure as you're doing it that you get yourself on the right vibe first of all. So actually, Sam, for you particularly, if you're already thinking, I don't want to, so what is it that you put there? If you visualise something, you'll get your hopes up and then you'll be disappointed. So actually, before you've even started, your vibe, your energy level is not at the right vibration for you. So that's what I would like you to do to start off with. Before you even start visualising, make sure that you are, you're on the right vibration, that your vibration is great and you're filled with hope and happiness. And if it's not, then take action to feel good first. So, you've got some techniques that we can use, some NLP techniques to get your vibration levels up. Get into the right state to actually do it first of all. And set your intention. Set, what it is that you want to do. You can even close your eyes and mentally say what it is that you want to achieve. So, as if it's an affirmation, and then you're going to imagine this situation or that future event that you're going to work on, and you're going to imagine it really clearly. And you want to imagine it exactly what you want. So if you're having a little bit of a distorted view there, or like Cam said there, that it wasn't the whole picture, well, you're the only one that can create that picture. You're the only one that can do that. So I want you to imagine it exactly as you want it. Yeah, get practicing. Perfect. I want you to create the day in your mind, right down to the minute details here. This is you, setting your day the way you want it to run. And you're surrounded by those positive forces there. If there are any tough moments that you've got to go through in that day, then, imagine yourself dealing with these tough moments with grace and with ease, and it all comes to you effortlessly. And, really prepare yourself for the day first thing in the morning, even before you get out of bed. Create the day ahead for you. So when you're now actually in the state where you're going to be visualising, what you want to do, I want you to make that scene as real as you can. Almost like you're in, one of these simulation airplane things that you're actually, as if you're actually running it through. You're actually, starting it off exactly as you want it to go and running it through how you want it to turn out. There's absolutely no point visualising something you don't want to happen. Absolutely no. You're creating this. So why would you even create something that you don't want to happen? So I want you to make the scene that you're going to be doing as real as you can. So like I said, like a simulation, you're going to use all your 5 senses. The more vividly you can imagine this scene, the better it's going to be recorded as a memory for you. And you need to use all your senses. So what is it that you're going to be seeing? What will you hear? What would you feel? Even use your smell and your taste to do that, because you want to make this vision more and more compelling. So for instance there, if your goal is to run, a marathon, you want to visualize yourself successfully completing this marathon. So visualize yourself crossing the finishing line within the time that you want, that you desire, and really hold that mental image for you as long as possible. What does it feel like to pass under the banner, run through the banner at the end? Have you got family and friends all cheering you on? So can you see them clapping and shouting? Can you hear all the sounds around you as everybody is whooping with excitement as you sort of fall through to the end, in the perfect time for you? So really create this whole situation exactly as you want it. And another point just to add there is that the feeling bit is really, really important to goal setting. Whenever I set my goals, I always have, how is it going to make me feel within that when I set them? So you always incorporate some really strong positive emotions there, because without that strong emotion, then it won't be recorded as a memory there. And the same with money. If money is your goal, it's not the actual money that the goal is not, it's not the actual money that's going to make you happy. It's the feeling that having that money will give you, or what will allow you to do. So if you had £1 million in the bank, but you felt absolutely miserable, would you be wealthy? Would you be really wealthy? So when you're setting your goals, it's so important to make sure that you include how that goal is going to make you feel, and that you're in alignment with those feelings. So when you're visualizing, how is this going to make you feel? Also, you might want to use a vision board to help you connect visually. So this might help you, Cam, actually, if you've got a little bit of a distorted picture there. I'm a really big visual person, as you all probably know, and you've all probably noticed anyway. So I like to, make sure that when I am visualising, I am really seeing something, and you're reinforcing that. So be really creative here. Let your mind go wild and your imagination go wild here when you're actually creating your vision board. It's your vision board, isn't it? So it's your dreams. So forget what anybody else might say about your vision board. It's yours. So again, just put everything on there that you want. Not what anybody else wants, what you want. And your vision board is basically anything that just displays the images that represent what you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have in your life. So whether it's on a Pinterest, or whether it's actually cutting pictures out of magazines or pictures off the internet, whatever it is, again, it's really, really great as part of your visualization process if you actually create a vision board too, that you can look at each and every day. And I want you to repeat this process of visualization as often as you can. It's essential that you do it first thing in the morning, but again, try and do it as many times as you can throughout the day. The more and more that you actually go through the acts that you want to do, the more and more you're programming your mind and putting that to a memory rather than a creation. And then as you sort of start noticing those changes, you can build up on them, can't you? You can start doing more of the things that are actually making the most difference for you. Because visualization, it actually helps you to focus on what you want. One of the problems that many people face is, when they're aiming for their goals, is they lose focus. And it's particularly relevant, isn't it, in the new year? We set the New Year's resolutions, but we haven't got a process in place to keep reinforcing exactly what it is that we want and where we're aiming. And we get distracted, don't we? We have things that are happening in our life, and we just get distracted by those things. So when you visualize on a regular basis, especially if you set a particular time aside each day for you, it focuses your mind. It trains your mind to hold your focus despite what everything else is going on. And as you say, focus there, as you'll also start spotting all the opportunities to move towards your goals. So, you'll begin to learn some insights into that, that can help you. And if it's a life goal there, you're more likely to be in the right place at the right time. So with going on to with Sam as well, with what Sam was saying there, it's also really, really important there that when you do anything, you believe in you believe in what you're doing. And then, if you think about any athlete, if you think, who are great advocates for visualization, aren't they? Any athlete, they will visualize their successful completion of what they're actually doing before they do it. Now, do you think when they start that visualization, do you think they then think, oh, actually, I don't think I'm not going to be able to do that? They don't. They have that belief right from the start. So, it really does, this visualization, it communicates what to focus on, and it gives us that belief as well that we're going to be able to do it. It's important that we tell our minds what it is that we focus on, because, that's our focus. Our focus determines our reality. It determines what's actually going on outside of for us. And also, there's actually, again, going back to the science elements of visualization, when we're actually focusing on what we want there, we actually activate our reticular activating system. So it's one of our filters. And the RAS system, or our reticular activating system, is the one that selects what we notice and what we give attention to. So again there, why would you want to focus on something that you don't want? Be absolutely clear there on what it is that you do want and that you believe that you're going to achieve it. And without our RAS system, we'd just be totally overwhelmed. So if you are feeling a bit overwhelmed, perhaps you've got a bit too much going on there and you need to focus more on one thing. The RAS system, it notices what's important to us. So it prioritizes everything that, that concerns us. So it tries to match our reality, our beliefs. So again there, if you are sending out that, you're visualizing, but you don't really believe it's going to happen, then your RAS system looks for evidence to support that. It's trying to back it up for you, because that's how the system works. So always focus on exactly what it is that you want when you're doing that. Be very clear about what you want. And then, it will start presenting you with other opportunities to actually fulfill that. So it's, all actually links together. It also works alongside with the, with the law of attraction too, and it gathers energy along as we're doing it. I'm a firm believer in law of attraction, and that like attracts like. So this is what makes your dreams happen. Again, your energy goes where your focus goes. So the more that you can get specific about what it is that you want, and really, really, use all your senses to really imagine this picture, make it so much more compelling. The more and more that you can then visualize it happening, the more all of the universal laws and the universal energies will work in alignment with you. Well, that's it from visualization. I want you to give it a go now. I want you to give it a go. So think of something that you really, really want to focus on. Close your eyes, set your intention there. Really mentally now think about it, exactly what it is that what you want. Set it as an affirmation. Say it out loud what it is that you want, and then create it the exact way that you want it. Make the scene as real as you can as you're actually doing that. And really enjoy it, be on the right vibe for it, and enjoy the process as you're doing it. Have a fabulous day. Just if you would like to take this further, if we want to actually sort of set some goals for yourself here, that you make sure that this year that you actually fulfill them, then I've got 4 places left still on my 1-day NLP skills workshop on January the 25th. So please come along. It would be great to see you there. And if you saw my offer yesterday, that if you go onto my Facebook page there is an offer for you to get £100 off if you book it by Sunday. So I'd love, love, love to see you there. Oh, look at that. You're all going off to go off and do your vision boards now and post them to me, tag me in. It would be great. I would love to see all your vision boards. Hi, Jessie. Nice to see you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. Here's to a fantastic 2020 for all of us. See you soon. Bye.